Hello and welcome to this movement and mobility session. In today's video, we're going to be doing a full body routine, starting down at the foot and the ankle and working all the way up to the head and neck. And we're going to be using either a tennis ball, soft tissue ball, and a foam roller. So both of those things will be needed prior to the video. Let's get started. So I'll have you start by lying down on your back and take the ball or the foam roller, and you're going to find a spot along your calf by rolling it up and down. And I want you to roll all the way from down at the foot to right behind your knee, because that's the entire distance of the calf muscle. We have two muscles here, so as you're rolling, you're going to be going over both of those different muscle groups. And I just want you to find a point of tension or a spot that feels a little tighter than the other points. Keep going here. We're gonna do each of these for 1 minute, and we're gonna do it on both sides. So it's okay if you start on your left or your right, it doesn't really matter. So on me, I find more tension as I get to the top of it and a little bit more on the outside, and just hang out in that spot. So from here, I want you to pump your foot up and down over that point of tension. You're relatively blocking the muscle at the point of tension, and then just moving your foot straight up and down. The back and forth movement is changing the muscle memory or the pattern of the behavior of what you're doing. Now, the calf muscles are really important for walking, running, anytime you're doing a quick explosive movement. Getting that range through your ankle is so important. A few more seconds here. Keep pulling the foot up and down. 3 more seconds, and then we'll switch sides. Good. Over to the other side. Again, start by rolling all the way up and down. So from the foot and ankle, all the way to the back side of the knee. One side might feel a little different than the other, and that's completely fine. So yes, symmetry feels nice, but it's not always needed. Again, I'm finding more tension towards the top aspect of the calf, a little bit more on the outside. If I turn my body towards that side a bit more, it's even more intense. And then start with the up and down movement through your toes. We still have about 30 seconds here, so change around that pressure. See if you can use your hands to put more tension into it, or if you pull your foot up and down even more, how does that impact the movement? We still have 15 more seconds here, so keep going. By loosening this up, what we're doing is improving the total motion that allows you to push off when you're doing different activities. So since we're hitting it from the top behind the knee all the way down to the foot and the ankle, it's loosening up that calf muscle. Between every one of these, to sustain the changes, we're going to be doing movements in between the soft tissue videos. So put your foam roller or soft tissue ball to the side. Go into a tall sitting position. Pull your toes up towards your nose. Sit up tall. And then lean forward without breaking from your back. So stay in that tall upright position to get a hamstring and calf stretch. For these, I want to do at least 15 repetitions, slow and controlled movement. The movement on this one is pulling your toes back and forth. So I go into the position, and now I'm flossing the calf muscles back and forth for about 15 repetitions. What we're working here is more than just the muscular system. We're addressing any tension that can be in the neural system, the nerves, the soft tissue, the muscles. So we're hitting so many things by going up and down. Keep going for about 5 more repetitions. Last 3. Maybe you're sinking a little bit deeper. 2 more. Last 1. Good. Back out of that. And then grab the foam roller or the ball again. For this next one, I'm going to use the foam roller. And I want you to put this on the back side of the IT band, sort of where it matches the hamstring muscles in the back. So If you're all the way on your side, you're going over too far. And so I want you to start where the foam roller is on the back of the hamstrings and then roll over just a little bit to the side. And take it up and down the backside of the IT band there. Again, searching for that point where there's a little bit more tension, but I don't want any nerviness or any pain that radiates up and down your leg. So just more of a tight muscular point. For me, that's right here. Now I'm going to put my weight further into the ground by putting tension into the roller and then backing away, putting tension into it and then backing away. And we're going to be here for about a minute. So if that minute gets too intense at that point, then just slide up or down to a different spot. So I'm going to go a little bit lower. Oh, even more tension right here. Now the tension is not a bad thing. It just shows how our body has been moving or the pattern that our body has moved in for a while. So even though there's tension here, it could just be because of yesterday's activity, and we're going to get rid of it regardless, and then we're going to move afterwards to sustain some of these changes for longer. So it doesn't really matter too much with that tension, and we still have 10 more seconds here. Pushing in and then backing away. You might feel a little bit of an arm workout on this one also, it's fine. 3 more, 2, last one. Again, switch sides. Start by doing that general roll up and down. Finding those 2 or 3 points of tension. And then when you find that spot, hang out there for a second. Again, pushing your foot and ankle down into the table or into the ground and then backing away. Oh, again, this is a very tense point on me, but I'm not really concerned why it's tense. It just happens to be where my body's at today. We have about 30 seconds more here, so keep going as I do a little bit more education on this movement. What we're addressing here, this is my right leg. The IT band runs from here all the way down across the knee. And the quad muscles on the front part, it meets the outer part of the IT band. The hamstrings are on the backside. And those get tense just from normal life activities. Now, the IT band is important for both the knee, hip, and some of the low back mechanics. So loosening up this area and the movement that we do next is going to help take off tension and change around some of these movement patterns. You should be finishing up there. Take the foam roller or soft tissue ball, put it to the side again. And then go into a tall sitting position like this. From here, I'm using my right leg. Feel free to start on either side though. I'm bringing my right leg over my left and then pulling myself up into a really tall position. So here's the starting position. From there, my left arm is grabbing my right leg, pulling it towards my left shoulder, so across the body. Now my opposite hand pushes straight up and I'm nice and tall through my spine. If I'm here, I don't feel any stretch. There, a big stretch in the outer hip right through here. So I'm up, I pull towards my shoulder and then relax. 15 of those. Pull and relax. I hold for 1 or 2 seconds, just enough to feel the end range of that tension or stretch, and then back away. What we're doing is improving the muscle memory, or improving the muscular to brain connection, letting your body know that it's safe to pull through these different ranges and take away some tension. All right, and switch sides. Now my left leg is going over my right. Tall through the trunk area. Use your hands to pull you up even taller. My left leg is over my right, so my left hand goes down, and then my right arm grabs and pulls elbow or knee to shoulder. And go back and forth here. For me, this side feels a little bit tighter, but again, no judgment, no really concern why. I'm just feeling the movement and going back and forth with it. We have 5 more. Final 2. 1, hold that stretch, and relax. For this next movement, we're gonna be just going higher up into the glute tissue. So last time we were hitting the backside of the IT band here. Now we're gonna hit a group of hip rotator muscles kind of at the top part of the hip. So you'll sit on the foam roller. And then I use my hand that's on the side that I'm working to rest into it. So I'm hitting those right upper outer hip muscles. And then my hand is helping guide me back and forth over it. What I like to look for here is a point that doesn't have too much tension. Well, has a lot of tension, but then I roll over it. So I don't want to stay on one spot with this movement. And there's a lot of important nerves and structures that go right behind it, right underneath those muscles. So by relaxing them here without holding onto that position for too long, it improves the blood flow, improves the oxygen without it having any detrimental effects to anything else going on. And we still have 15 seconds here, just rocking back and forth. This one should feel pretty good. Intense, but good. You're not quite going to your low back, but just going from the very top part of the glute to the bottom of the glute on the outside. Switch sides. I'm going to switch positions for the camera angle. And rocking back and forth again, hitting that upper outer glute tissue. What that looks like, keep going. If this is leg and spine connecting, I'm working on and right now you're seeing the back side of the spine. So you're seeing the glutes here. We're working on this tissue that's in between the two and essentially helping loosen up these so then your hip can rotate better in the socket. Getting this hip motion is really important for squatting or even just doing a sit to stand movement. It's important for running, maintaining the full mobility through that range. So keep going on this one, rolling up and down and just working through that tension to help loosen up the outer hips. 5 more seconds. When you finish that, move the foam roller soft tissue ball to the side again. Lie down on your back for what's known as a figure 4 stretch. I'm going to show you again on my right side first. So the right leg is up over the left. And the goal is to get a stretch across the back side of these muscles, that area that we just worked. So from here, I like to take my other leg off and then grab behind with my hands and then stretch the back outer hip by pulling that leg down, either pushing down with this hand or actively pulling just by using the strength of my leg. Back and forth. A variation here, pushing down through my hand into the thigh. 3 more. 2 more presses. And last one. Switch sides. Left leg is going over the right. So now I'm going to be stretching the back left hip muscles. Again, raising the right leg off, grabbing behind my right leg, and then pushing down to stretch the back left hip muscles. Go at your own pace, hitting the end range of that stretch just for about 1 second. There are so many variations of this, and as long as you're getting it on the back side of those muscles, I'm okay with it. 5 more. A little deeper here, I'm using my hand. Last one. Hold that stretch, and back away. So that covers our lower body movements. Now we're going to go into the upper body half of the workout. And what I want you to do is, if you have a ball for this one, that is preferable. So if you need to stop the video at this point and go grab one, that's okay. But you're going to put this right in between the shoulder blades. What we're going to do is some different arm variations and arm movements once you get in that position. And I'll explain it a little bit more. But first, lie down over the ball where it's kind of resting right in between those shoulder blades, just off the spine. And this one should feel tense. And I'll tell you why in just a moment as you get comfortable with it. So you've got that ball on the point there, just next to your spine. Once you found that position of tension, start raising your arm all the way up overhead and then back down to the ground. What you'll notice is that different points of the range of motion are going to feel more tense. For me, it feels most tense just as I get overhead till almost all the way up overhead. And the reason is, as my arm raises, my shoulders and back need to move and open up also. So I'm working those muscles in my back as I'm going through this range of motion. 2 more of the arm raises. Last one. And then keeping the ball on the same side, now you're going to go back and forth from outside to inside. So I start out, reach across my body, and then back down. Again, notice that the ball will have different tension at different points of the range. And let's go here for 5 more. 3, 2, last one, and then switch sides. It might be on the exact same location, just on the other side of the spine, or it might be slightly up or down, wherever you feel the most tension as you rock back and forth over the ball on the other side. There, I feel tension. Now, start again with the arm raises all the way up overhead. Keep going here. And what I'm doing with this movement, if you want to pause the video and look, that's fine. You're finding that point of tension just in between the spine and the middle back. And as you raise your arm up overhead, you're working those muscles. The ball is creating tension and moving through that range. If you're doing it at home now, switch arm to going inside and out again. That's going to help free up the muscles that connect from the shoulder blade to the middle back. Keep going here back and forth. 5 more repetitions. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And then lastly, again, a ball is preferred for this one. You're going to put it right at the base of your neck. So if you find your head bone and go down until that ends and almost curves under, you'll find the first vertebrae, or the first bone where your neck meets your head. You're going to put it right in those muscles where there's often so much tension. And I'll show you more specifically in just a second, but it's right at the base of your head, and it should feel like a good muscular sensation as the ball presses into that. From here, tuck your chin straight back and increase the tension, and then relax. Tuck and relax. Keep going here. Each time I tuck, I feel more tension. For me personally, if I turn my head to the side, towards the side of the ball a little bit, and then tuck, I get even more tension. And it's okay to play around with those variables, just subtle amounts of stretch and release. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, you're going to switch in 1, and bring the ball over to the other side. With this one, it should be kind of at the same level, just on the other side of your spine. Tuck in and relax. Keep going here. Since we all work on the computer so much and do so much forward activity throughout the day, we often round through here and then end up with our head overextended. So these muscles at the bottom of your neck often become short and tight. So we're tucking and lengthening, opening up that area right after we just opened up through here. Final 5 on this side too. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let's finish off with 2 whole body movements. So the first movement is going to be, it's going to be a hip mobility exercise. And it's a little bit different than most people think. So what I want you to do first is bring your left leg over your right. And it's going to act as a fulcrum because you're going to bring it over to your left side actually. So left leg is on top, going to the left. Drawing your abdominals, left leg is up, pulls over to the left side, and then I get a good stretch across the right hip area. And then relax. 15 on each side here. 3, 4, 5. With each repetition, I'm trying to get a stretch across the front hip here, potentially feeding over into the back or the low back area. Keep going. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and switch sides. So now I'm bringing my right leg over my left, and I go to my right side. Searching for that same sensation into the outer hip area. 2, 3, 4. Keep going at that pace. 10 more. As you pull your leg across your body, feel the connection from your abdominals into your hip flexors, into the front hip there, as you rotate over. Pull in your lower abdominals to see if you can increase the stretch by activating and lengthening the opposite way. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And then our final movement for today. With this motion, it's going to be a hip tuck and bridge while your arms are up overhead. So I'm relaxing my arms here, drawing in my abdominal muscles, and then doing a small raise. Don't lose that tuck, and then back down. Each time just pausing for 1 second at the top of that movement, tucking the hips and getting the activation here. And we have 15 of these. Some of you at home might notice that the hamstrings want to help out more, and they're actually going to cramp up on you, and you might have to kick out of it or get out of that position. That happens. It happens from time to time where putting those muscles in a position where they haven't worked cramps them up and gives you this large sensation. It's kind of part of the process as your body reworks in these different ways. Let's go 3 more here. Keeping that tuck the entire time. 2 more. Last one. And back down. Final thing today will just be a few deep breaths while lying on your back, knees bent. You can have your knees together or they can be slightly apart and relaxed. 1 hand on your belly, other hand on your chest. Now let's take 5 deep breaths in as a group, each time filling in the abdomen, filling in the chest, and then bringing the information up to your head and then back down, almost like a wave. So 5 deep breaths together. In. All the way out. 4 more. In. And out. 3 more. 2 more. Last one in. And all the way out. So that was the first virtual mobility movement session. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks.